Welcome back. Today I want to show you how to convert the stolen data into formats we can use for various methods of password cracking. So first we have to know what kind of formats are useful. For that let's have a look and simply explore what's needed. So there's actually quite a few password cracking options. So one which I use a lot is Hashcat. The other one is John the Ripper. You already see that here, John the Ripper data format. You will quickly find websites that tell you how this works and what type of formats are supported. But basically what we could try is to have usernames combined with a hashed password separated by a colon. So that kind of format works. For Hashcat it prefers only having the hashed passwords. But again, there are many different formats that might actually work. So what I want to do now is I go into just close when I go into my stolen folder. So actually this folder I just put in my stolen data from our my SQL hack. So if you have a little look at stolen, again you have the usernames, you have the hashed passwords, and now I want to combine that into the right format. I personally think the easiest way to do this is to write a little Python script and also, modify the script so that it might be used for all sorts of data, basically. Yeah, because again, from an SQL perspective, getting something into a CSV format, a table or so, is quite straightforward. So it's a very common thing to use. So it might be useful for all sorts of cases. Okay. Now the first thing I do is I start a new file. I call this attempt. I just do it here in the command line. And now I strongly advise you to use Sublime or a similar text editor. I wouldn't do this in Nano. It would drive me crazy, I guess. And in here, okay, I just reload this. So we are now in attempt. Now it's a good idea to start with a doc string just at the top, where we just say what is it actually all about. Yeah, so here we just put in some information. So for instance, like script to convert some data for John the Ripper, which is the first cracking application, and Hashcat. You will also notice that you can always improve on this script. Yeah, so it's not really optimized. I just want to show you now step by step how you work around this. Also, to be honest, I will make mistakes. It's absolutely normal. You always have some issues, some typos, you overlook stuff. You can always simplify it. So this is just a little exercise to see what you do if you come into issues. So how to fix them. Fingers crossed we can actually do it, but here we go. So I personally quite like to work in pandas when I work with data. So I do an import statement for pandas. But again, you could do it differently. Yeah, you could do it entirely in NumPy. That would also work. So it is a matter of taste to some extent, what works for you better, honestly speaking. Yeah, so that's is simply a matter of taste. Yeah, so I personally quite like pandas, so let's do that. I import pandas as PD. Okay. Then we could say a little bit more about it. We could add, so after the import statements, some further suggestions. Here we can also put this in the doc string up. That's a matter of taste. So what you need basically is data import from a CSV file. Yeah, so that's definitely needed. We work with a CSV file here. And then of course you will get some output. So you get here an output file for John the Ripper, so that's the idea. And we do something similar for Hashcat. Yeah, so for Hashcat. Yeah. Again, we can tidy things up. We can also add different options. So for instance, you might run this, and then you might specify which one you actually like. So all of that could be added on. Yeah. So the first thing I would do is I would just start in a very, very simple way to load the data and simply see what happens, whether there are any issues with it. So let's get started. I call this object data, so that will be pd dot. So this is my pandas package read underscore CSV, so that should read my CSV file. And in here I need to specify the file name. File name is in our case stolen.csv. Yeah. Obviously, when I write it like this and I hard code this into my script, I cannot easily change my data set name. Yeah, so in future we have to work on this and generalize it a bit, so that we can, pass in some arguments, for instance. That might be quite nice, in fact. But anyway, at the moment we are just testing. Again, have in mind you're not in an integrated development environment, so you're not like on Spider where you can see exactly how this data frame looks like. So you have to add some tests or just add some print functions just to check. So the first thing I want to check is whether data is the right type. I would expect a data frame. I would also simply have a look at the head method, which I apply on the object, so using of course the dot operator, and I look at the first 5 entries, so that is just giving me an idea about how the data is loaded. So is there any issue there? And I would just stop here for the time being, go back to my terminal and type in Python 3, and then I run this attempt.py. We are in the same working directory, so it should be able to locate the stolen file. Yeah, let's run this. Okay, partly okay, partly not quite fine yet. You see here the class is a data frame, so this is what you would expect, so that's good. However, when you look at the data structure, it doesn't look quite right, because you still have here these tabs, so these are the separators, which were not understood as separators. Yeah, so the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that pandas understands these are separators and doesn't put it all into one line. Yeah, so as it stands, this is not looking correct. Good, let's go back in here. If you look at the pandas documentation, you will notice that I can specify separators using the keyword. And in here, looking at the output, it's just the T with the escape, so that's it. That looks good. Let's try it one more time and see what happens. Okay, that's much better. So now you have separate columns. Yeah, that looks good. The columns look fine. Good, another test I want to run, so the data type works, so that's good to know. I keep this for the time being. I just add in another print function here, where I just do another line just to make it easier to see what is going on. I now refer to data, and in rectangular brackets I can now actually go into the respective pandas series, or basically the column of my data frame, and I could look at users. Yeah, users is definitely one, and just see what happens, whether this is taken properly. So if you see that, okay, here we are, we get an error message because I'm obviously misspelled it. You see this users, these things happen. Yeah, so it should be user. Here we go. And we go back in here again and run this one more time. and that looks promising. Yeah, so we get our output, admin, Gordon, and so on. So that's fine. That's pretty good. So I think this worked quite nicely. Yeah, so that's a good start. Good. Now the next thing we have to do is now we have to start converting this. You could just write it down first, maybe, and then we have to think a bit more carefully about, does it make sense, for instance, to write this a little bit nicer in a function, which might be better. Yeah, so I just now remove that, so we know it works. So now we start combining our data into an output. Yeah, I just specify this as out for output. And what we want for John the Ripper is we want to go into our data, take our user Panda series, and we want to add to this, in this case, the column. Yeah, again, of course, note we have to use quotation marks because we are in strings here, and we do data, and here I believe it's password. Again, of course, these names, they are specific to the stolen.csv file. Yeah, so we have to think, are there better ways of coding this? Good, so that should potentially do this. It might be useful again to have a little look at it. Yeah, just have a look at what happens when I print out. Out itself should actually be a pandas series, so a pandas data frame. So we can check that as well and just see what happens. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now you see it is a good format. You have the name, admin, you have a colon here, and you have the hashed password. So that looks reasonable. Now the only thing is John the Ripper works with text files, so we could move that into a text file. Now the way to do it, maybe the easiest way to do it, is to do it in NumPy. So what I do here is I import NumPy as np. So as another import, and then what I will do is I will move this output into NumPy. And I just call this out underscore NumPy. So that's actually now my data in NumPy, which is it's stored as an array, so it's a little bit different. And I use out and then the dot operator, and I move this first into NumPy, to NumPy, and I execute that. So open close brackets. So I call this method on my data frame object, and I move it into NumPy. So now the out NumPy is actually my NumPy array. Yeah, so that's my NumPy data set, so to speak. And then I go from NumPy into text. Yeah, so save txt. That's the easiest way to handle this, I think. Now we have to name the file. So the output file, I just call this output file. We could call this also John, for instance, or I just call this, I think, input. Yeah, so that's the input for my cracking of passwords. So that's the input file, and then I go to out NumPy. So I take my NumPy data, and then I could specify the format here, which is a good idea. And in this case, we go for a string. Good, so that in principle should do it in principle. Yeah, so that should actually create now an input file in my working directory, which should look like a text file. So in principle that should work. Yeah, let's try this and run it and see what happens. Okay, ls -l. Okay, now we have input here. Yeah, so input is in here. It would override, of course, existing files. And I have a look at input. and it looks promising. Yeah, again, we could make sure, just if we just remove input now, just to make sure that nothing fishy is going on, and we just run this one more time. So at the moment I have no input. I just run this one more time and have a little look. So now the input is there, so cut input. So that should work, yeah, and it looks good, it looks correct, yeah. So we have done the first bit. The other bit actually is very easy for our Hashcat, because for Hashcat we just need the passwords basically, so it simplifies that. So actually this is all we need. Of course, now the issue is, well, what I do here is I do lots of basically hard coding, which is not really great for coding, because I specify a specific data set, I specify a specific name for the different columns of my data set. So it would be much nicer to actually convert this into something which I could use in general. And this is what I want to do in the next session.